Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming The Lord of the Rings Online. I do have a few things going on that I want to talk about, but first of all, in this stream we are doing the Wolf-dene and Vales of Anduin on my Warden, so just continuing update 24 content. Okay, got the YouTube stuff set up, getting used to actually having to change like the YouTube playback every time with them removing YouTube Gaming. Now I have to change all that stuff, but yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing, going to Wolf-dene in this stream. And during this stream, I want to talk a little bit about the questing in LOTRO and as it kind of relates to the zone. I think I did that a little bit last stream as well, and also continuing to test the 64-bit client. Last time we did not crash at all, so that is good. And one thing I want to say is I was having some weird drops in FPS last time, but right now my FPS is actually pretty high, and before streaming it was a steady 60. So I was not having any issues at all before that. I just wanted to point that out because I remember last time my FPS was like weirdly low. It's actually getting low looking here to some cluttered areas, but yeah, I was just curious if it was a one-time thing with that because sometimes I have had weird issues like that in LOTRO or what was going on. And one thing I did at the end of last stream, or after last stream, wasn't actually during the stream, is I logged onto my Runekeeper and actually sent this character some task items. So I was able to get a bit of reputation. I got to the next one, but I'm still not ally. I think ally is the next one, because it goes friend, ally, then kindred. I completely forgot about friend actually, but yeah, I'm working on ally right now, and I believe since I've done like only 2/5 of the quest in this zone, about 2/5 I estimate, because I've done like 2 of the storylines out of 5. Let's see, can I turn these in? Oh, I guess I can turn that in. I think I have some Stoneworn furs that I can do. But yeah, I sent a lot of these to this character and got some reputation, but I think ally, that's the one I wanted because I can get relics from that and kind of why I'm working on that. But to get back to what I was talking about a little bit ago with the quest talk, and why I have that in the stream title is because I want to talk about the questing experience in LOTRO and what I thought like of recent zones with LOTRO, because I am so far enjoying this zone. Even though there are still some issues with the questing here, I just want to talk a little bit about that. I might even make a separate video on it. I've been thinking about that. And then there was one other thing before we actually get going. I guess I can get going, I just need to travel to Wolf-dene. I think I need to manually walk there. Can't take a stable master because I have not discovered it. Oh, I do have a Hobbit gift to open. But my channel, it was, I think, 2 days ago? 2 or 3 days ago, I was looking at my channel and saw I was at like 3,390 something subscribers, which is a lot. That was pretty crazy, but then the next day I looked at some point and I gained like 40 subscribers, which was pretty crazy. I think that's around when update 24 was being released, so it was just a couple days ago. But to anybody that's maybe new to my channel with that group, thanks everyone for joining and subscribing, because that has been nice to see. See, looking at my inventory, it is relatively clean. I don't really want to sell my task items because, I don't know, normally I have like no problem selling those, but I'm actually caring a little bit about reputation, which is weird for me. But I should go ahead and get my quests organized. I have Wolf-denes here to talk to this beg bar guy. Got Gladden Fields, and then we have the Lost Lore things and all the task ones I don't care about tracking. I wish there was a way to permanently untrack quests. Like, I still want them in my quest log and to get progress, but I just don't want them to be tracked. The reflections here look pretty nice. But yeah, the screenshot for the thumbnail was actually way up when we were with the Eagles on the first stream here. I think it was around here, and I was actually had a little bit of a view here into the Wolf-dene, so that was the only thing I had related to this. Unfortunately, I did have something related here. But I am interested in what this looks like because in the beta I thought it could be interesting but also really annoying at the same time, so we'll see what the questing, how that works. Really foggy here. I remember in the beta the fog didn't make the most sense, but that whole like Something just changed. I don't know if it was these rocks and the mountain, but something with that changed as I got closer, as it loaded like the higher resolution textures, I guess, or just the better detail. Having some flickering also with the landscape there between the rocks and the structure. I don't know if you all can see that, maybe you can, but if I just stay here, and especially turn my camera a little bit, there's just a lot of flickering going on there. I had the same issue in update 23 region Grey Mountains. In that dragon area. I can go ahead and show you all just the anvil, I guess. Not the anvil, but the withered heath, actually. But yeah, we'll see what sort of quest this area has. Just being a Wolf-dene in the name, I feel like it will have fun questing, and because so far overall I would say the questing in this update is good, I'm excited for that. And then I did want to let you all know about tomorrow as well. I guess I can go ahead and do that. I actually plan to do a relatively short stream in the morning on this character in Vales of Anduin here. Just continuing the questing basically like I have been doing and plan to do today, which I guess is only 2 streams so far, but that's what we're doing on this character, and got our quests here, so starting to do these things. Oh yeah, goblin problems, that was another thing. We should also have goblins here. So that's exciting. Goblins, wolves, and wargs. I don't know if it'll be like wolves, wargs. If it'll be both of those, or just the wargs like we have seen throughout the zone. I feel like my nose is just like randomly got a little bit stuffy, but to where it's like popping a little bit. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's kind of bothering me. But it wasn't like that before I started this. And not like stuffy where I can blow anything out, but... we have 2 quests here. We need to talk to a few different Bjornings, or Beornings. I should try to start calling them Beornings because I think that's how you're actually supposed to pronounce it. I just never heard it before, I don't think. I heard like Beorn, I guess, from the Hobbit movies, but I don't really remember how they said it. But every time in-game they actually say Beorning, and people, when they do their bear name, some of them do like Bay in their name. Like the Beorning instead of B. Like I would. That's just based on the way it's spelled. The way I would immediately say it without an accent mark or anything on the E is Bjorning, is why I do that. Random fallen tree. Wonder if there was some sort of wind or it just grows sideways like that, because there's another one. A lot of these grow. They look like it just grows sideways or something, like somebody took like a huge hammer and tried to knock the tree down a little bit. It's kind of weird. Fallen timber. Well, here's some timber we need. I didn't even realize I was in this area, but I guess looking at the map I should be. I was going to the Bjornings I need to talk to. One of them is actually Hertha. I don't know if that is a Bjorning. Oh yeah, and I did not talk yet about earlier today. I thought I would actually have my Virtue video done for today, but I did not. I had a few different things going on in the morning. I just wasn't quite able to get to that. So I will have that tomorrow. I don't know, I say tomorrow with a question because I already plan to stream twice tomorrow, so having 2 streams on top of a video would be a lot. But there is one more video I was going to do. I actually posted about this on Twitter. The new grouping feature doesn't seem to work that well. Doesn't like seem to work at all. So if I go to show all and just like randomly try to join something, I can even do this one because retaking Pelargir is something I want to do on this character to get gear. If I press join, it just says I am joined, but I don't actually join the group, and I'm pretty sure in beta you would actually like join a group and it would send a tell to the leader. So that actually does not do anything, and if you like try to form the group with already some people in your fellowship, it won't actually list them in members. So that is really weird how it's working and not how I remember it from beta. From beta I thought it actually worked, because I remember that is one thing I was excited for, but it just doesn't seem to work right now. So I was going to have a video on that, but right now, because it doesn't really work, there's not much for me to make a video on, besides it not working. Another lost door, or no, this is one we're working on. That's the old man one. Oh, it actually is they just said it in the thing. I was kind of wondering, just doesn't really sound like a name to me. But I thought it could have been Oob, but it's not Oob either. Oob also doesn't really sound like a name, but it sounds a little bit more like a name it could be. Just didn't really sound right. But it is So we need to go way north. I assume that is High Pass just because it looks a lot higher up. Keep opening my map. But just looking at a few different things like with the landscape here and just how much different it is across the river on the other side, and I'm wondering if Duskin Vales is more like this area because you have like Gladden Fields, which just totally changes stuff. What are we doing? Looking for timber. That's what we're doing. Haven't killed any mobs. That is not what I was expecting to start this zone. Or start this zone, but start this area in this zone. One more fallen timber here, and then I should have some back, it looks like. Either one or two. Hopefully this isn't something that just has, like, 10 specific fallen timbers, which I guess this is a good point to start talking about the questing experience. So on a quest like this where you have to pick up fallen timber, like you have to pick up 10 in this area, I do not think there should ever only be 10 fallen timber, and it seems like this zone is actually doing a good job about not doing that. I remember some zones or some quests, and it seemed like Northern Mirkwood and Mordor had a ton of them like this, where there would only be 10 fallen timber, and you had to go to specifically 10 specific areas for the fallen timber. So it wasn't really like you were running around searching for fallen timber, it's just the way it was with that. And this zone does seem to be a lot better because I was able to get like 6 fallen timber here, and we can still see on the map there are some more in this area. Even though I don't have any right now, there's actually another one I'm just selecting. So that is one thing this zone is doing better than I remember some of the more other recent zones doing with that. I've been trying to think about this, and I think talking about it would be good just because I keep saying I don't really enjoy the questing too much in LOTRO as of late, excluding this newest zone right here, at least so far. Just trying to think of specific examples that I can share as to why, so I'm not just saying I don't enjoy it, so I actually have a reason. And right now I'm still getting fallen timber, still seeing a lot of them in this area. Don't think I can keep picking the same ones up. Usually questing doesn't work like that in LOTRO, which I think that's something else they could do. I think some quests have it where you actually pick up an item and it disappears, but a lot of the quests they have, you can actually get all 10 fallen timber on the south side. I don't know how I feel too much about that you can get all 10 here, like that they specifically have 10 fallen timber down here. Could just be a coincidence. But yeah, in LOTRO they don't really have that many quests where it's just if you had to pick up, say, 20 weapons or something, it would often be the weapons are in specific areas and you still have to go searching for them, but everybody in your group can get the exact same ones, and you don't have to worry about them despawning. Well, not necessarily despawning, but respawning. And I think that's something that can kind of make searching for stuff like this quest fun, when they actually do respawn and you have to search around a little bit. And they aren't always in specific areas. That's kind of neat with the waterfall. Not quite something that's great to get a screenshot out of, unfortunately. But it was a decent waterfall otherwise. Some of these rocks seem to have a little light bluish glow to them. Not really a glow, but just the lighter parts of them. I don't know if it's supposed to be something specific or if it's just the rock being a little bit lighter there, but it looks like, it's just interesting. It looks a little mineral-ish, I guess. Seems like mining just this typical rock for whatever would be more valuable somehow, just based off of the look of it. I don't know why it looks like that, if there's anything here that would make it have that little bit of a blue feel to it. Some more flickering with the landscape off in the distance. I don't know, I might just be paying more attention to that now, but yeah, having some of that over there where my mouse cursor is. Well, we got some more quests from Hertha here. We do have one turn in for Scala, and this looks like a Scala thing. No, that's not Scala, that's Linghair. But yeah, this one is to defeat orgs, so there we go, there's my quest to kill stuff. And then also defeat Sharaha, other way around, who I assume is a boss org. I don't know if there will be wolves, as I mentioned. I was kind of curious if there would be. For some reason, crawlers make a lot of sense here, because it feels like Trollshaws-y a little bit. Not too much like Trollshaws, but I'm just reminded a little bit of Trollshaws, and crawlers I know are around Trollshaws, so that makes sense here to me. So that was nice to see when I targeted a crawler, as annoying as they can be. They're not the most annoying mobs, but they're just kind of tiny and, I don't know, not the best mobs. So my biggest problem with combat lately, there's some goblins, or one goblin, Goblin Town Spy. But one of the big problems with combat lately for me is a lot of my skills are getting resisted. So finesse, I targeted a signature. There's Sharaha. I want to call her Shahara. It just rolls off the tongue easier, I guess. We are in tank spec, so I'm pretty safe here. Oh, pretty safe until I get stunned. But yeah, skills getting resisted is a very annoying thing with endgame right now. And just not even BPE'd in general, it seems to be resisted every time is when it annoys me. Which maybe with the Warden skill specifically, they for some reason can't be BPE'd. And they just end up resisted a lot, but it is definitely one of the annoying things. Now, I don't know if it's necessarily overtuned, but I had the issue a lot at lower level, which kind of would make sense that they're more resistant to my attacks since I'm lower level than them. But even at 120, it can just be very punishing to have one of my strong gambits resisted. So that is something that finesse theoretically would help, but I don't know if it should be that much with the resisting stuff. Just because it is annoying me so much, and probably is bad on a Warden, I don't know, compared to other classes. Like with a Runekeeper, for example, if you resist Scathing Mockery, their strongest skill, not Scathing Mockery, Smoldering Wrath, I mean. I don't even know if that's the right one. I'm trying to think of one. I think it is Smoldering Wrath, but the really strong channel skill for fire. If anybody who plays Runekeeper with will know which one I'm talking about, but that skill, if it gets resisted, you can just cast it again, so it's not a big problem that it's resisted, even if that is their strongest skill. But with a Warden, you spin the gambit, and you get nothing out of it. We still need to defeat 3 wargs. That's kind of unusual for me to do the side thing with a quest like that. And we are getting the Stone Ward furs. I figured we would if we were killing wargs or wolves. Kind of feels like I could have another quest right here. If I do talk about the questing experience, maybe one to kill like 5 crawlers. It seems like something talking about Trollshaws. Trollshaws would have a quest to kill crawlers right here. That's why I feel like that's something I could, or maybe even should need to do right now. And I think I felt a little bit about that with the earlier town. Holtvis had a lot like that, where I felt like there should have just been more quests. Which I don't know if that would be the best thing for a zone that is just like 4 level 120s, but if this was a zone that you were definitely questing to level in, I feel like there should be a lot more quests here. But if I'm just playing it to complete the zone, then having fewer quests is not like really a problem, but it still feels like it'd be more fun to me, even at the level cap here, to have more quests. And I do get more reward from more quests, so it's not like a big problem with comparing it to leveling. I get like more ghoul marks and more reputation, so I don't think that would be a problem to have more quests. With that, it wouldn't like take away from the fun of the zone and wouldn't make it too much of a drag or grind to me. But yeah, that's just something I've noticed, and particularly with a lot of the recent zones, and right now I'm noticing that in this zone, especially with Wolf-dene. I didn't notice it too much in the Bjorninghuis area. That was actually a very fun start to this zone with the Bjorning lands and Bjorninghuis. Randomly changed the way I'm saying that, but which way do I get back? I think I can go up this way. The ward clearing. Okay. The Goblin Town Soldier tried to knock me off, but the Goblin Town Soldiers, these guys, the Goblin Town Spy as well, they did a lot of leveling. I guess they've had a lot of time to level up, but I'm kind of scared to try and go back to Goblin Town if these guys are all level 120. They've done all that leveling. But anyway, the crispy chip, you wish they'd make good deal for expansions right now. To play it costs as much as... To play it costs so much, as well as the quest packs cost a lot. Yes, they do, and I agree. That is just something I agree with, and is one of my... I have a lot of criticisms, actually, for LOTRO. As much as I enjoy it and I love to play it, I still have a lot of criticism for it, and that is a big one, definitely. Yeah, your English is fine. It just took me a minute to read it, because when I read the chat, like reading a comment like that, I try to just read it as it is, and then sometimes I'll realize halfway through that I need to actually read what it says so I can repeat it in a way that makes sense, but it wasn't too bad. But anyway, yeah, I agree. I wish they would make those cheaper. I think they could be cheaper at base, and on top of that, they could often have sales or just better packs. I feel like one of the biggest things they could do is sell like a pack that includes all the expansions in LOTRO for a relatively cheap price, maybe. Yeah, so you've played for hours yesterday, then you got to the point where you had to buy points to keep playing. Yeah, that is rough. So you probably got done with, not Lothlorien, the Lone Lane Zone up to like level 30 or so. And then to go to like the next zone, Trollshaws or Evendim, or just somewhere else to level after that, yeah, you'll have to buy LOTRO points to buy a zone, or you would... There are some early bundles you can get. I don't know how available they are, but they have like the Eriador bundle, which would be LOTRO points. Yeah, Black Friday they sometimes have good deals, or usually. I think only one Black Friday they did not. Oh, we didn't ever get the Stable Master here. Oh, the task. I was wondering what ring I had here. I need to turn in that task. I guess I don't have anything to turn in. Let me look at my reputation real quick. Yeah, we're getting close to ally. That'll be nice. But yeah, Black Friday, they usually have sales on the expansion packs and like the quad pack maybe, which includes the first 4 expansions. I think it could include the first 6 really, up to Mordor at this point. Okay, we gotta travel to Einhard's homestead and talk to Einhard. Sounds like the same thing. Which works, it's like 2 quests for 1, I guess. Yeah, there's quest packs and expansion packs, and then the random packs would probably include the quest packs. Some of the expansion packs have quest packs with them, so you don't get like the full expansion and all the expansion content, but you get like all the quests with them. So it's not the simplest. It probably drives a lot of players away needlessly, but I guess if they see it making enough money for them, they won't change it all. Why is there a ring right here? Oh, that is Einhard. It shows him on the mini-map right here with a ring, but he is actually not there. I thought he might be inside this little house. Maybe that's his house, but yeah, we don't need to go there. I do want to make my milestone here, and allies I do not need to do anything with yet. So we'll go ahead and bind that from Holtvis. Holtvis, I actually have my muster there, so don't care too much about changing my map home. Wonder how many ghoul marks I'm up to. 126, so I think that's pretty good for getting some relics. I wanted to get 6 total relics, so it'd actually be pretty expensive, but 3 for my weapon and 3 for my other weapon. 3 for my spear and 3 for my javelin. Oh no, I injured myself in a fall. This fog, I think, is giving me a little bit low FPS. I don't know what else it would be, but it just seems like the fog is the most reasonable thing for that. Probably if I wasn't using OBS, I think with the performance right now would probably be pretty steady, 60 FPS. We are not in the right area. We're with the Goblin Town, the high-level Goblin Town soldiers. The scary ones. This is a nice area. It's a random little clearing here and kind of the trees in the Wolf-dene area. I found the bushes a little bit less annoying until I pay attention to them. Like the bushes right here are kind of annoying. But I think one effect of the bushes that has annoyed me in a lot of the previous zones is it just has to do with mobs basically hiding in them. Which isn't like an unrealistic thing, but for some reason it is bothering me, or has bothered me. Can we go inside? Well, he's supposedly here too. Maybe this guy knows what's going on. Okay, so she gave me a quest to talk to Einhard, I know. I already know that. But Einhard is not here either. I'm at his homestead. It says he's in his house, but I can't actually go in. Oh, here he is. Never mind. I'm just bad at looking. I think that's Langhar, like his Langhar. Does my Langhar have a quest? My Langhar does not have a quest, but has a quest ring on the mini-map, so this is going to be confusing with that. Okay, so what are we working on for the quest? Wood for the Vales. Wood for the walls, rather. Thought it said Vales. That's right here. Oh, now we need to repair damaged walls. Is that in the back here? Where are we repairing? Oh, we're repairing them back at the town. So find evidence of the attacker's identities. That quest is following the goblins. Well, there we go, goblins. Maybe I should not have found it up. Maybe I just need to kill a goblin, I don't know. But I thought maybe I needed to trigger an event, which... yeah, there's a cluster of footprints here. Okay. Just needed to not be on my mount and have this be warning out. Defeat the ambushers. Oh, this one's just a goblin ambusher. He's not a Goblin Town one. Unless they're getting smart with their naming. It'd be fun to, I think, to see like a level 120 version of Goblin Town, see how that goes. Get that crude drawing. Goblin King? I don't know Goblin King if that's a thing, but specifically like the... what's the guy's name in the Goblin Town throne room? I kind of feel like it would be that guy. I don't know. I feel like somebody might know who that goblin is. Probably in the books or movie somewhere. Maybe not. Could be pretty insignificant. It's kind of neat you can actually see though. It's the same thing there. Actually, what it actually looks like in the game. So we need to talk to Langhar. If I can stop mounting up, we can actually do okay with these quests here. Lurking looters, defeat goblin looters. That one works, and a lot of quests there for goblin related stuff it seems like here. It's actually right around here. Didn't really expect that. These are broken wood. Broken wood, abandoned weapon. Hey Raphael, I don't know if I can say that. Pixeo, but you love this game, and is it any good to come back? You have a level 60 hunter, but the new skill trees and the game engine being really bad keeps you from playing. I think it would at least be worth a try to come back. You might not enjoy it, and that stuff might bother you. The skill trees actually, I like the new ones. I prefer that over the old trait system a little bit, just because I like all the stuff they offer within them. And just because I play LOTRO and enjoy it, I would of course recommend it. But it might just not be a great game for you if stuff like that might bother you. We're getting a lot of stuff here. Not killing any goblin looters. They're probably off to the... Actually looks like off to the east. I think I mentioned that and did not expect it. Expected them to be like over here in that walled fast, I guess, area with all the other goblins. Getting a lot of stuff here. Don't have to move around a lot, so it's pretty simple. Just press delete and U and get a lot of progress on this quest. To be even more lazy than clicking them like I temporarily was. One more meat scrap and we're good. So now we can get... Oh, now we can turn this in. And then we can go get the goblin leaders. Oh, that's not a goblin. It's a wolverine. We got crawler and a deer. Still no goblin. According to the map, this is where the goblin looters are. Although, I don't know, I'm skeptical of what the map shows. It says lurking looters, yeah, right here. I don't know, maybe that's why they're maybe just really good goblins. They're good at looting because you cannot see them. Thought I targeted one briefly, but don't see it again. Well, I know where goblin looters might be. Like another area, I might be able to get them. Oh, here's a cowardly goblin. Oh no. That might have been the goblin I targeted. I don't see any goblin looters. They could all be dead. That is possible, I guess. I see cowardly goblin. Well, I will go in the other area. I can come back here if we don't find it. But I'll go in the other area where I saw other goblins. See if there are any goblin leaders there that will count for this. So Outlaw, you've been wanting to try LOTRO again, but the questing just looks easy. You see videos of me taking on like 8 mobs at a time. Yeah, questing at low levels can be pretty easy, especially if you have any sort of decent gear. If you have bad gear, the questing is not as easy. But it's not too fun to play with bad gear compared to good gear that you could be using. Loyal Goblin, Goblin Sapper, oh, Loyal Sapper, not Goblin Sapper. And then what did that say? Goblin Town Sentry, okay. Thought it said like a low level Goblin Sentry. But no looters here, just regular old goblins. Some newer areas are more difficult if you don't have gear as well, which is basically the same thing as low level, I guess. Like right now my gear is relatively bad, so I have a little bit more trouble soloing 8 mobs with the way you put it, but it's still like fairly easy here, I would say. Especially my recent gear upgrades have actually had a significant boost to my survivability. Okay, and then to get back to Raphael, you love the old dungeons and the graphics are okay? Are the new expansions worth it? Everything costs money in the game, that's also a reason you can't decide to play or not. Yeah, the new expansions, I honestly have not enjoyed those as much. They might have some good things going with them, but I still find a lot of fun in the old dungeons. I love running like Great Barrow, the very first dungeon. That one's fun to run over and over again. Somehow, I'm honestly not too sure how, but that one is fun to happen over and over again. But yeah, you could play, I mean, if you really wanted to play LOTRO, it's a way you could play. You could play a lot of low-level characters and a lot of alts. It could get repetitive running the same content with that. It's just something I have done on a lot of my low-level characters. I do have a lot of them, but I end up running a lot of similar content on them. But I'm playing a different class and with different people on them. Oh, there's a cowardly goblin again, not a goblin looter. We can kill him just to get some goblin kills going on in this area. Maybe the goblin looter spawn. Oh, there's a random person at this farm this time. Oh, it's actually her homestead. Yeah, going 1 to 60 again, I think sounds more fun than just picking it back up with a level 60 character. Oh, targeted another goblin, but this one's a goblin town sentry. I have no idea where these goblin leaders are. Maybe I'll look at the quest a little bit, back when you have to actually look. So it says, yeah, skulking near Einhard's homestead, which this is near Einhard's homestead. Here are a bunch of mobs, not a bunch of goblins. Thought they would be a bunch of goblins, but I saw them on the minimap. Yeah, got no credit for goblin looters, and I've killed a few different types of goblins now. Didn't actually kill that sentry, but he did not count. Another sentry, he's not going to count either. I don't know if the goblin sentries, like, they share a spawn with goblin looters. I don't know if LOTRO has anything like that where you kill, like, one type of specific name mob with the goblins, like a sentry here, and it could spawn a looter next. Yeah, even if you don't play, you can watch me play. That's, I suppose, an option. But yeah, still no goblin looters. Search a little bit around here because it did say around the homestead. So I'll search in the homestead. Still not seeing anything. Can go down south a little bit more, I guess. I might come back here and go back to the town. I know I have another quest in the town to repair damaged walls. Oh, there's a looter. Where'd he go? There he is. Oh, is that another looter? No, that's a crawler. Wait, I might have two looters. There's a Bjorn in here? This is why bushes can be annoying with combat. Can't see who I am attacking. Okay, we got one goblin looter. I wonder if I did something to trigger that guy. If he was like in stealth or something. It was just walking by. Like there I hit something and yeah, there's a goblin looter. There we go, they're in stealth. I don't know why I didn't run past any earlier, like when I was to the east, but we're getting some looters now. We're looting them. They think they can steal my 521 gold. Actually, I had a decent amount of gold on this character. If it were 2 levels ago on this character, I would say they probably could because of how squishy I was. How hard it was for me to actually hit mobs. So I'm basically just running around hoping something aggroes me. Not a goblin town spy preferably, but rather a goblin town looter. Or just a goblin looter. Oh, that's another spy. Guess they tricked me. They made me think all these guys would be the goblin looters, but now we also have the goblin town spies coming whenever somebody is stealthed and just pops up. I wonder if it's the same with the forest because I wasn't triggering anything there. But it could be I was just running by pretty fast on my mount. That's why actually I switched to not being on the mount. Might go ahead and eat some food. That would help a little bit with the combat here, and I have over 90 of each of these. Can get level 120 food now. I assume there is some level 120 food. I don't know if it would make the biggest difference, so I don't care too much about that. And this is plenty good to help me a little bit here in landscape. But yeah, I'm just gonna run around in the little area they have on the map here. Try to have a goblin spy, not goblin spy, goblin looter attack me. maybe. I don't know, I found the only two I found another stealth goblins to the west. Not on the map here. Not really. I'm running with my weapon out for some reason. That's kind of unusual in LOTRO. Could be a good time to get screenshots, but I can't see anything with these bushes. There's that cowardly goblin again. I don't know why I'm running with my weapon out right now, but I can get some weapon-oriented screenshots for a little bit, I guess. There. Those can be good options for like thumbnails as well. Anyway, actually I could get a screenshot of this morning, maybe. I don't know. Things like that can be good for thumbnails is why I like to take those. Also fun just for me to get like action-oriented screenshots in this game. Well, not seeing any oh, there's one. Just as I was saying I wasn't seeing any, but I will not complain about that at all. But yeah, I was thinking I could head down here, seem to find more of them. As in, only them here and not up. That one was a looter. Nice. We've already been going over 40 minutes. It does not feel like that. I feel like I've gotten hardly any done, I guess is why. Like, I feel like I've done not all that much. I know I've spent a lot of time searching for these looters, but even outside of that, just don't feel like I've done much in this area yet. Wonder what the weekly and daily quests look like for this zone. I assume they have both types. I know they have weekly quests, they said, for Virtue XP. Virtue XP. Yeah, it actually is called Virtue XP. I don't know. I thought it was like Deed XP, but it is Virtue XP. No goblin looters down here. We'll go up a little bit. Oh, something. And it is... Oh, it's a Goblin Town spy. Yeah, down here it seems to be more of the Goblin Town spies. I think more around the homestead is where we see the looters. I can actually look around the homestead specifically for looters, a little bit north maybe. Just because they weren't triggering earlier. We can look if they do now up there. Because they aren't where they say they are on the map. Being like way out here. And none of them in that white area, it seems like. Like, I guess a couple of them are in the... Oh, there's a looter. I don't know what happened with it. I think somebody else was killing it, but I targeted it just in time to see it die. But yeah, we might be able to trigger a looter up here, I suppose. There's an ambusher. I think that's what we pulled earlier to like trigger these quests that we got, that ambusher. Well, we can see if they also have a looter. I don't know. Ambusher? Yeah. Really like Forced March as a warden. Helps me run around faster. And I might be able to trigger these guys on a mount, but that didn't seem to work too well, so I don't want to waste my time on a mount if I won't find anything. And we only need 2 more at this point. But I guess while doing this, I could actually talk about something like I'm supposed to... Heard something, I think it was just the Hill Heart. But I was supposed to... in combat with something, actually. Maybe it is a looter. But I should be talking a little bit about quests. And I did mention that I want to talk about why specifically I haven't enjoyed questing too much in a lot of the recent updates, but I do want to. There's a looter, and I think a looter just targeted me. Maybe that's who I was in combat with. Maybe I did trigger a looter and it just went to my Bjorning. I actually don't have my Bjorning summoned. I don't know whose Bjorning that is. That is somebody's. We got credit for that goblin. This goblin leader will be finally done with this quest. Okay, so turn that in. We are good to head back to the town. I don't want to use my map home. That one does have an hour cooldown. My return to skill does not. My muster skill, rather, since I am a warden. Oh, got a bunch of rings on the mini-map here. I think it's everybody else's Langar, though. Got like all these rings, but none of them are for me. This guy I can talk to. Following the goblins? Oh, so a quest to help with a few of these. Okay. What was the other one? The first one I picked up. That's what I was wondering. Help Einhard, I think, with Hounds in the Woods? What? I'm not too sure exactly what was going on with that. I thought I got a quest to complete like 3 other quests, but I can actually muster and Holtvis and swift travel, I think, back to Wolf-dene's, the Vegbar area, and repair damaged walls. So I want to go ahead and do that. We'll see what that does. And I also want to test my muster, see how quick this actually is. Because the muster doesn't have a cooldown, so I can just keep on doing this as much as I want. And then I can take the swift travel to Wolf-dene's, so it's like really quick and easy to get there that way. And the reason it is advantageous to be a warden or a hunter would be kind of the same with the easy traveling here. Quick traveling. I don't know, it might take a little bit of time. Use like the return to skill in here, but you also don't have to avoid mobs and go around some little roadblocks like little hills or something and rocks that can just throw you off. And bushes that you can't see through at all. Alright, so the point of that was so I could go here and do the repair damaged walls quest, which I assume I can press like delete and we'll somewhere see damaged walls. Maybe this one's also inconsistent with the map. No, it looks like there is a damaged wall somewhere here. Oh, it's on the fence. Okay. I was expecting like the buildings to have damaged walls. But it looks like it's all the fence here. Which I guess you do want to protect your Vegbar walls from, well, from goblins, and so they can keep goblins out. Although I don't know, this is just like, I have no idea what repairing that wall will do when they can just walk through right here. Like, all the goblins could invade right here if they wanted. And it wouldn't matter if the wall is there or not. Well, damaged or not right there. And that's kind of the back entrance way. Like, they might expect them to open where it's like intentionally open here, but yeah, they could just all sneak through there while nobody's watching. So for zones that I have enjoyed questing in recently is Iron Hills. Some of Osgiliath wasn't too bad. And I think somebody's fighting somebody near me. Or somebody is fighting something. Guess I need to go up north. And trying to think, and I'm not coming up with anything. So my enjoyment of questing has been pretty limited recently. Mordor did have some okay parts to it. Some of the questing there was fun, but it was at that point. So when you start Mordor and Udin, it is very difficult because of gear issues. You need a lot of Light of Arundel, and back then there was just a huge stat increase from level 105 to 106. So getting your starter gear for Mordor was like basically required to be able to do anything in the zone, to be able to hit a mob or anything for any sort of damage. So there's a huge gear dependency to start Mordor, which made it difficult in that way, but there was still a little bit of difficulty once you actually got your gear. Like a more fun difficulty, I guess, instead of a severely punishing difficulty that you just need a better gear for. So it's kind of ruined a little bit with that because Uden had some really potentially fun spots, but just the gear dependency to start the zone kind of ruined that a little bit. But just ignoring that and thinking about the actual quest, it did have some fun quests there. Phil Goshan is a Moria instance, so that is unrelated. But in the, what is this place called? Fasham Bao? Fusham Bao, that actually had some fun quests in that area. So these two, Fusham Bao, north and south, I think both of those were pretty fun. They had some fun quests just for a specific example of an area that had fun questing in, but the overall zones of Mordor were not that enjoyable. Uden had some really, really, really bad quests. And yeah, that zone was just horrible overall, even though it had some good parts. And that one I tried to enjoy and just... What? I keep opening my map and seeing something here. Follow the goblins. Following the goblins. Oh, help with hounds in the woods, really? So that's that red quest. I just need to go to these white things, actually. But yeah, Uden was not a good start for Mordor. It had some of the zones after it weren't that unenjoyable. But Uden was just a really bad start for that expansion to me. And even with some of the fun parts in Uden, and overall, definitely not a good zone. And I talked a little bit about like the picking up items type quest, like when we had to collect 10 of the woods or whatever that fell, like the sticks. I don't remember exactly what they were. This rock, it feels like this is still in beta. The texture for it is really blurry and it doesn't look like it's updated at all. And I had the weird like turning into the rock thing like right here. I'm like inside the rock. And then out here and it's just doing weird things with the camera and my character can't actually jump on it. It just seems like something if they had this in beta, I'm like skipping around even going through this. I'm teleporting. Like I'm literally just teleporting on top of the rock here when I go up against it. It's so weird. I feel like I'm breaking the whole game doing this. It's kind of fun. Okay. While that is fun, we do have some questing too. Now I'm rubber banding really bad. I think I'm actually stuck on the rock now. Okay, let's try to, we're gonna go way around that thing. That wasn't related to like performance issues, that was just a game issue, so it's not like the 64-bit client versus 32-bit client, anything like that. Okay, we supposedly have a quest right here. Oh, it's a little dog. Grimmel? Oh, that quest in Bjorninghus, that final quest in that, well, in Bjorninghus, the final quest there, that was the funniest quest in a way, weirdest quest. Yeah, it was the weirdest quest, one of the weirdest quests I've ever seen in any game, actually. And that actually made it a really fun quest, even if it had like a very boring story-ish part. Oh, this dog looks different. It's not one of the scraggly looking, shepherd looking dogs. Or the, what am I thinking? There's a dog, schnauzer looking dogs rather. I feel like I'm doing a little bit of skipping on this rock as well. It also has a little bit blurrier texture. I don't know. I kind of felt like that in beta, some of the rocks and little cliff things like that felt incomplete. And just compare, looking at the rocks right here that are right in front of me compared to those behind me, they definitely look like the textures have not been like finished, and they just don't look finished right now. Which is something that should have been done before it was released. Okay, we need to do one more here. One more dog, I assume. Oh, it is Hounds in the Woods. I didn't even pay attention to like the quest name. I've said it a few times, but paid no attention thinking about it at all that it would be actual hounds. Robin, this one looks like a, what is that one? Like a pit bull? Maybe a pit bull. I don't think pit bulls look quite like that, but some sort of bull-ish type dog. I don't know. But I'm kind of surprised in Middle Earth they have all these different dog breeds we see nowadays. What are the breeds that I used to get mixed up were Kind of with the name Bulldog and then Pitbull.
Thank you for all your help. I will head to Negbar with my
I think
companions.
Pitbulls kind of have the big heads like that though. This one looks a little bit of a smaller type dog. Oh, I'm talking to the wrong Langhar. I was talking to somebody else's Langhar. Well, I got a quest from Langhar to talk to Langhar. Return to the Goblin tracks. Let them hear your war. Warn some people. Roar at Cowardly Goblin. Oh, that's what we do with the Cowardly Goblins. Why roar at them when I could just taunt them with Warden's Taunt and scream at them? I have, like, literally have my Warden roars. But I guess those aren't good enough. Yeah, these rocks are doing the exact same thing, and like I said, they're texture. They just look unfinished. And I'm doing the exact same thing, skipping over them. Compared to these, which I can actually go on. If I actually go on it, it's not too bad, but still a little bit of skipping. Need to stand and resettle. For some reason my legs are like hurting right now a little bit. Having trouble getting comfortable. Okay, so we have, what do we have here? Roar at the Cowardly Goblins. Oh, and we're warning somebody. Warning the Woodman. I think this is a wood woman. Okay, who are we warning at? Warning at, roaring at. Now we need to warn Vega. Oh, he's actually going to head to Vegbar as soon as he can. I guess he's going to finish plowing his fields first, though. Hold up, I want to roar at it. There's a rusty hill goat that ran away from that. Oh, there's a Cowardly Goblin. Just target one. There he is. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have clicked it so many times. Did I get credit for that? I'm not even sure I got credit for that. Because I still have to roar at a Cowardly Goblin at Goodle's home. I'll have to do these guys' specific homes? I mean, this is like their homestead, so it's like their home. Well, we'll wait for a Cowardly Goblin here. I guess. I don't know what else to do. Targeted something over here. Oh, it's just a deer. There's a Cowardly Goblin. Let's try this one. There we go. So we got the Goblin flees in fear. We still have to do, looks like one more in Goodle's home. This one. Okay, I guess I just had to go closer to it, but we got that one done, and now we can move on to another homestead, I suppose, is what it will turn out to be. Waldfast? Oh yeah, this is Waldfast, the place with the goblins. But what we need to do here is something. Don't know exactly what, but I have a quest here. I need to warn somebody, I think. Warn Everil. Okay. And I have another orange quest here. Let them hear your roar. So I do have to do... I don't know whose home this is, but I should see some Cowardly Goblins. in the area eventually. Somebody else could have been doing these as why I might not be able to do it right now, why there might not be cowardly goblins here. As we saw with the other one, we had to wait for them to respawn after you roar them away. Well, we can just spin around on our mount in the meantime. Seems like a good strategy. Oh, there's a cowardly goblin. Where is he? See this one? Over here? I can't really tell because on the mini-map I have two things selected. Here he is. Well, that one flees in fear. That was at Everals, so I assume there is another one here, and based on the map there is? Yeah, there is based on the map. And there is another one. Perfect. So yeah, just had to wait a minute for them to respawn, but we're all good with that and can move to the east and continue to let them hear your roar, and then warning the woodman. I just like suddenly got a little bit tired there while reading that, and it's like I was paying zero attention to what I was saying, or reading rather. It's actually warning the woodman. I already knew that. There's a cowardly goblin. Perfect. That one we will not have to wait for. Now I can just warn this guy. And we have to beckon him first. I don't remember doing that to the others, but maybe we did. I thought I always clicked them and it just continued, but anyway. We have to return to the goblin tracks. Isn't that's like way back, that's way back there at the Ain Bar's house, whatever his name was. Ain something, I think. They're our favorite rocks again. Looks like the mobs are getting stuck in it as well, maybe. Because they were just running and then stopped there, both stacked on each other. I also have that white quest warning the woodman. I guess I did miss that. And let them hear your roar. Oh, that's just because I need to turn those into Langhard. Ainhard, that's his name. Oh yeah, we got both of these ready to turn in, and then the track quest. Okay, we need to follow the goblin tracks with Langhar. Hey original cutie, and you just watched my video on why I play LOTRO in 2019 and you were wondering how easy I think it would be for a new player to get into it. LOTRO can be an easy game to get into, especially if you're interested in the lore and like general Lord of the Rings universe probably. But I think it's always worth at least trying is what I always recommend. So that is something just could be easy to get into it, but you can try and see if you like it because it is free to play to at least start. And you can see if you enjoy it. But yeah, it could actually be a little bit hard to get into just because there is some clunkiness. I think I might have mentioned that either in that video or another video I've recently done, just some of the classes. Yeah, it was that class tier list video with the clunkiness with some specific things, but yeah, there's just some like little hitches and stutters LOTRO has with performance. Apparently we're traveling somewhere, but yeah, that could just make it a little bit hard to get into for some people in the old combat system that I really like, and it's one reason I play LOTRO. Some people might not like that as much. Get into position next to the village gate. Okay. Do we have to do this like stealthily or? I assume we're supposed to be stealthily doing this. Do I need to target her and wave? I feel like I'm next to the village gate. I don't know what other village gate I'm supposed to be next to. Didn't she say just go like... What? I don't know if I'm supposed to step in that ring. I feel like that would... Oh, I actually was supposed to go into that ring. I thought that was something I was supposed to avoid because it looked like a ground effect that like... Oh, I guess I have to actually wave out Linghar. Where is that guy? Yeah, target him. There we go. Enter the cave behind the village. Well, I guess we're good to just go. I feel like we have to kill those goblins though. She's going up to them. I don't know. I have to enter a cave apparently though. I guess she's distracting the goblins while I enter the cave. I just don't see a cave. It's kind of the problem right now. Is there a cave up here? I feel like this is where... Oh, there's the cave. Just had to turn my camera up a little bit. But I am guessing this is actually Goblin Town, maybe? I would hope it's Goblin Town. That would be neat to actually have a connection to Goblin Town. This is Secret Lair. But what I would really like to see is an actual connection to Goblin Town. That would be a really nice thing. As far as I know, there is not one in this zone. But just because there are goblins and stuff going around here, that would be a nice thing for them to have. Not even connect to like the level 45s immediately. They could have like a little room with level 120s. And then you like suddenly get to the level 45 stuff again, but yeah, that could also be fun for low level 45s to just randomly venture upon level 120s on accident and then turn back. And just give those characters, I guess there is a way from Misty Mountains right into here if you wanted, but just give another way into the zone. I don't know what I'm doing with my builders, but we'll go with Conviction. I found the Great Goblin. So the Great... Oh yeah, this actually is the Great Goblin. So we are actually in Goblin Town. We're in the throne room, but on top of the throne room. So this is really nice thing because I like Goblin Town. It's a really nice goblin-y area. A lot of goblin killing you can do here. And Goblin Town throne room's like a really basic and just good thing that you're able to boot up around level 45 to kill some mobs, kill some goblins, and fairly soloable, I would say, for at least a lot of the classes I've tried it on have been able to. Which would be, what did I press there, F7? I didn't know that brought up the help, accidentally pressed it. But yeah, in the Goblin Town throne room instance, you're actually killing... Oh, we're not in that. At first it looked like we were in that, but we actually kill like the Great Goblin, I think. Oh, but that's who the painting was that we saw earlier. I think it was of him. Don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Oh, I need to return to Linghar, because I can't go anywhere else. We need to leave. That is what we need to do. Try and set my chair a little bit. Have a new essence. 821 vitality. That would be a help for me. That'd be like 4k morale. I actually do have something to put it in. My new shoes. Yeah, might as well put the vitality in there. Because I can just replace these for free, so it's not like a big deal to do that. The physical mitigation I might actually be capped on. I could switch to Redline C for sure. Yeah, I'm not. I didn't think I was, but there was a chance. Okay, I'll have to switch back to Blue Line, but not the biggest deal right now. Turn to Linghar. I think she's still down here where she was kind of fighting the goblins. Oh, I want to go back up here. Because when I came in and went in the cave, I didn't really turn around and can actually see a little bit what's going on here. But Linghar should be, yeah, right here. Well, she killed a lot of goblins. I feel like I might have killed more. I don't know. Inside the cave. Goblins in hiding, so that is to turn in. Oh, now we need to defeat goblins in Wolf-dene. At least we're having to defeat them. And give them credit on that. And if this was an actual quest, it is an actual quest, so we gotta be fair to it. To make this like a little bit of a better questing experience in this particular area, other than killing goblins, I feel like they could have you do a couple more things here. I don't know in particularly what, but kind of like when we were actually doing Holtvis around Wood's Edge, that area. We were dealing with Hjorns and those tree people, don't remember their name. I'm trying to think of their name, I can't remember it, but those guys, we got some side quests to do some other things, which most quest sets would have things like that. I just feel like to make this particular quest better right in this area that we're doing right now, they could have that. I don't know particularly what, but they could have something probably. I mean, they could add something from what there is right now. Like pick up some sort of resource the goblins have. Well, we're just waiting for goblins. I think some people have been killing a lot of goblins. Because killing goblins is fun. That's what people do. But it's now our turn to kill some goblins. Looks like they're all respawning now, so we're good with that. My FPS is getting a little bit low just looking into the fog, I think. Mentioned that earlier, that seems to have a pretty big effect. Oh, I am in DPS spec now. I actually noticed the damage upgrade. It was pretty easily noticeable, actually. Yeah, the cowardly goblins actually count for this quest, so we can do that. But if I can stay in this and actually survive now, that would be a nice thing. Except he resisted. This one, it doesn't matter too much if I'm in tank versus DPS when they resist everything. It's not going to make too much of a difference. Okay, got a few more goblins that have spawned. This might be a little bit tough. I used to have trouble soloing 2 mobs at once with the red line when I first entered the zone. Haven't gotten too many gear upgrades, but I have gotten some, and I just need to like DPS them and kill them, and it should be fine. But yeah, I'm losing way less morale than I was. I just feel like I'm not dying nearly as much as I used to. I have a lot more morale, I think. Might even have like 20k more. I'm not sure exactly what I was at, but I might have only been in the 70s, maybe 80, pushing 80 towards 80-ish. Also, the damage should be higher. I haven't paid attention to my exact numbers, how much I'm doing. It's kind of hard to tell just because numbers are so big and so variable now. Like I can hit, sometimes I can crit like 30k with the same thing and then crit 54k with it or something like that with both Surety of Death and Desolation, it seems like. Yeah, we're handling this a lot more fine and redline. I'm glad to actually have goblins to kill now. Wonder what using my bleed would be like. That probably does a lot of damage over time now. Oh, just having enough lag there that I'm messing up my game is some of the wow, I got a ton of hits. Oh, I hit another goblin. I didn't realize there was another goblin. I was gonna say I got a ton of hits for a single skill. It seemed like it did like 3 different hits at once. Okay, one more goblin. And we are ready. We can go ahead and just kill 2 goblins. We're ready enough. Oh, we'll hit one of them with that at least. I think using Desolation, even though I already hit one goblin, would not be a bad thing. Though that Guardian will use mounted combat. I don't think I've ever used one mounted combat skill on my Guardian. I guess on Arkenstone, I am on Arkenstone on this character. Finish that. We are ready to do some turn-ins in, well, to Scala and what's that town called? I don't remember the name of it. I don't think I will remember the name of it. Usually with something like that I actually know, I'd like try to remember the name of it, but this one I just don't think I'm familiar with, and it's not coming to mind. Begbar, I knew that. I'd really like to get enough reputation to get to Allied today, just because that would be pretty nice. We're actually pretty close. We're at 5,000 away. Probably gone through most of my bonus, yeah. So we'll get 1,200 more bonus reputation, which basically means we get 1,200 reputation is what that works out to. But yeah, we can reforge my LIs first, though. We should have a ton of these to reforge. It's going to be clicking reforge, select, because I don't care at all what legacy I get. What I care about is getting the heritage runes that I can send to my alts, but none of that matters if I can't get starlit crystals in the first place on my alts. But it's still something nice to just build up and an extra thing to do a little bit of work towards on this character. 900 gold, that better be good. Karok is actually the new place. That is probably a newly crafted item, because that's like the Karok place, I think. But that's a lot of crit defense and a lot of mitigation. 900 gold though, that is a lot. Of course, with your LIs, be willing to spend a lot more gold on those, because they're last a little bit longer. So here's a lot of quests. Place. Okay, place goblin drawings. Defeat frostbound hobgoblins. That sounds fun. Defeat goblins inside Goblin Town. That sounds really fun. Destroy goblin watchtowers. Okay, we're getting some pretty fun sounding quests here. Find the Burning Scout. Oh, we're going way out there towards Misty Mountains, actually towards Goblin Town. Maybe this does connect to Goblin Town. I don't know. I just like suddenly got a lot of fun looking quests though. It's like it was a whole bunch of nothing, and then suddenly there just is with these quests. Well, this should be enough, I would hope, to get me up with the reputation. But yeah, good to go ahead and do this quest set. Oh, I have a new potion. Been a long time since I've been excited to get potions, but these are really strong potions. Just don't have any. Have one now. They don't really drop like other potions, it seems like. They just a lot lower drop rate in any sort of new-ish zone. Newish, oldish zone. You get a ton of potions just like randomly dropping. These seem to not really drop, but they're really strong compared to the other ones. So these level 100 ones do like 4,000 morale, and these level 115 ones do about 38,000 on average. So it's a lot more and actually a useful potion to heal up some morale. They're on their war steed. It's been a long time since I've used my war steed. Just because it is faster to travel, could definitely use it, but not going to bother with it, I guess, at this point, is what I'm thinking. It's just an annoying thing to use, and you do travel slower with your regular amount, but yeah, I think we can go down here. We even already did some stuff up here and saw goblins, but they didn't care about that. They only cared about the goblins once we got to them down there. I could have warned them the whole time when I said I saw Goblin Town soldiers. Level 120 Goblin Town soldiers. But Original Kitty, is that hard to get in-game or get geared in LOTRO, or is it like most other MMOs with just grind? Yeah, I wouldn't really consider it hard. but I would consider it very grindy. Especially they have the legendary item system, so like your weapon at level 100 plus in particularly becomes an extreme grind. That's something a lot of players think is too much. What are we doing here? I think we need to go around a little bit. I think I can go around this way. Because I just turned into a dead end there. But yeah, this should get me up where I need to go. But yeah, other than the grind, I wouldn't really say it's hard, but the grind itself is a little bit hard. Even for like regular gear, it can be a little bit grindy. Which, depending, I guess, on your interpretation of the word hard to get in-game gear, that could be seen as being hard, just the fact that it is grindy. Yeah, some different Goblin Town type mobs here. What is the orange quest here? Watchers at the gate. Oh, I do need to destroy the watchtowers, it looks like, outside of Goblin Town. So we'll just do a little reverse in back here. This reminds me of North Downs now a little bit. A lot of different zones I get reminded of. That's just very brief, and I know North Downs has like all the goblin stuff with Dolden in, and that's specifically what it does remind me of. I'll go ahead and go down here and get the watchtowers down here. I don't know how important that is. I believe, yeah, I'm in DPS spec, which isn't the safest thing to be right now. Especially with them resisting some of my stronger gamets there. They die quick once they're hit, but you gotta actually hit them in the first place. Oh man, having trouble with my masteries not going off in time. Still hit them for a lot with something. I think the Spear of Virtue dot got like a 36k crit or something. I feel like going in tank spec and just being able to easily handle a lot more mobs at once would be more ideal right now. Okay, so there is a watchtower on the other side. We'll take a big jump and probably break our legs. Right now with the fog, I'm actually not having any performance issues, so it might not be the fog alone, but all the other stuff that was going on and kind of the rest of the Wolf-dene's area. But yeah, right here, no, it's like very smooth even with the fog. So it could have been the fog in combination with other stuff, or just a lot of clutter and other things going around. Like bushes, there aren't many of the big annoying bushes here. And I do say that sarcastically, because I doubt bushes really affect performance that much as they might annoy me. Probably can't say that they do that. Wonder if I need to place goblin drawings, what quest that is. That is informing the masses. Yeah, that is inside Goblin Town. I was just double checking that the only thing out here I needed to do was destroy the goblin watchtowers, because I mean, I can kill goblins out here, that's no problem, but whatever I can do inside, I'd rather do inside and only get what I need out here and not worry about doing other things. But sometimes you might need to actually kill some goblins. We'll see. Nope. Oh no, we did get in combat. I spoke too soon. We pulled all 3 goblins. Oh no, we actually only pulled the 2, but I went ahead and pulled 3 extra, it looks like. But we'll see how a tank spec is holding up. I feel like I would have already been dead back at level 118 with my old gear. Not even specifically level 118, I was mainly level 119 for this zone. It was not long that I was here at 118. But I had bad gear for a long time until level 120, 119 as well. Oh no, that person. Did the burglar just stealth or something? They looted the backpack, which I cleared the area for. I was going to try to slap them, but I don't know if they teleported out somehow or stealth, but I think with the burglar. There we go. Oh man, I can't type right now. There we go. Oh, I just ended up slapping myself on the cheek. That did not work out at all, but we can just destroy more watchtowers. Here's a random one here, so easy quest progress, don't need to kill anything for it. And then I guess I missed the 2 more on this side. So this is the type of quest that I don't mind there only being specifically 8 goblin watchtowers. So I talked about like picking up the wood off the ground that we had to earlier. How that type of quest, if there were only 10 of those pieces of wood throughout the area that I could get, that would, to me, not be a good thing. I think there should be more. But something like the Goblin Watchtowers, I don't mind there specifically being 10 because it's like it's just a bigger thing. That's like how many there are, and you just destroy like all the watchtowers. It makes sense that way. So this quest I do not mind there only being 8 watchtowers, and in my mind they actually should be specifically 8 watchtowers in this area and no more. So we need 1 more, and it is down to the south, right here. We have watchers at the gate, 2 gold marks for that one. Got some reputation, which I really need. Actually 1,000 is quite a bit. 500 from the bonus definitely helps. We'll be running out of that bonus fairly quickly, but it seems like I should get enough reputation. I hope that I will get enough, at least with all these other quests that I'm doing. So there's the hidden doorway. Great hidden doorway. Oh no, that burglar stole another backpack.
They drove him deep into the bog. Now he feasts on toad and frog, wriggling maggot, worm and grub.
There we go.
What a
Travel.
feast for old man Hub.
Oh, can I not get inside myself? Oh, that is locked. That's unfortunate. You can't just walk into Goblin Town yourself. Hopefully at like later you wouldn't really need to worry about that at all. They could actually just like let you walk in. I feel like that would be kind of nice and a good connection here. Do not want to do roving threats. We'll just filter that quest. This actually looks like the same layout as like the Goblin Town throne room. It'd be a little bit unfortunate if it is. I would really like for this to be just an open connection to the old Goblin Town, but I have a feeling that is not the case. Still nice that they have the connection to Goblin Town, but just because of the way it is, I would like for it to be a little bit more with like the open world and just be like simply connected and not have to do with questing specifically here or anything like that. Well, at least this burglar is helping kill now. Not having much to pick up. I still have to go quite a bit of ways in this, I assume. What did we just use? Impressive Flourish? Impressive Flourish does have an impressive animation, but it's just not the ideal gamut to use. Okay, nothing in that corner. Goblins in this corner. Yes, we will defeat plenty of goblins here in Goblin Town. Should defeat more than 15, I would think. It'd be hard to defeat fewer than that with everything else we need to do, like placing these drawings. This is a little bit different layout than the Goblin Town throne room. It's pretty similar, which you should probably expect. Oh, actually it is the same layout. I think it looks a little bit different. Something about it just looks different. I assume they would have copied it. Like, if they wanted it to be the same, I assume they just would have, like, literally copied and pasted. But for some reason, it just looks a little bit different to me. Like, just a little bit enough that it doesn't look the same. But I actually think it is the same, and that would make a little bit of sense. Get all the dots and just whack them off with the javelins. Got 5 ghoul marks for that one. Oh, here's a big... This is one of the frostbound hobgoblins that I needed. Didn't expect an orc like that to be the hobgoblin. I don't know, maybe orcs are hobgoblins. I thought, like, even the hobbit goblin mixes, I think that's what they were. Those were also called hobgoblins. So maybe it's just, like, things of other races that want to be goblin. I have no idea. Oh, we need to use one more. Okay, we killed one hobgoblin pretty easily. Got a lot of the mini goblins here, the Goblin Town workers. They're like the bogarts in the Goblin Town throne room, which is where we are, I think. But they're like those bogarts in the level 45 version of this area. We have to put a lot of these drawings down. I don't know, I feel like I should have a quest to kill like 50 goblins. That would make a little bit more sense with how many we're killing here. That would be fun though, if they had a place where you were just doing a ton of different quests at, like Goblin Town, to just simply have a quest to kill 100 or even 200 goblins, just because you're likely to kill that many. And then if you don't kill that many while doing all the other quests in the area, you can just have fun killing a few extra goblins. Do need to give myself a heal. Unfortunately, I'm having like just enough lag with some of my masteries that I keep messing them up. I don't know if you all can see that. But yeah, it's just enough of that. Oh, I should help kill this frostbound hobgoblin and just really like get credit for tapping it is mainly what I'm doing. Although at this point I'm actually doing, I think, enough. I think that captain was actually also running in their tank spec. We get a lot of shouting together. Now we just need a minstrel to be like a warden, captain, minstrel shouting. Very good group. Well, we're not even halfway done with these drawings. Yeah, that's a lot of goblins. But yeah, this is definitely the throne room. It just looks a little bit different. The hole looks a little bit wider from this side. I always thought it was more narrow. I don't know if they have made changes with that. The bottom definitely looks different. Don't remember those stakes pointing out or anything. And the green mist coming out, definitely not before. So that is Warlord Sharnak. This would be a good time to have like a 6-man instance in this area. I think they said they might plan on adding one. But this would be the perfect area to have one, I think. Revisit Goblin Town back at level 120. I almost feel like it's just a completely missed opportunity. This would be much more fun in-game than anything else recently, I think. Having flickering with some of the stuff going on again. Like right there, this isn't even like distant landscape, just flickering with the surface there. But what are we working on now? Ideal drawing locations, basically always working on that and just defeating frostbound hobgoblins. So nothing else specific that I'm working on, just killing things and placing things. Here is our burglar again, the backpack thief burglar. Well, I already completed the Vales Goblin Slayer. Now I can do advanced and maybe get some Virtue XP. I think the Virtue XP, speaking of that, I have that all set to Valor. I don't know how much that has been ranking up, but that is something I would like to get high at this point. So I'll try to keep a little bit of track of that maybe. But I don't think I've gotten Virtue XP from anything so far since update 24. But yeah, I should start getting a little bit of progress on deeds in this zone, I think. We are in Rovanian, I believe, and Vales of Anduin. Actually just have to do Chronicle of the Company, just have to do where Bilbo returns home. Which is in Vales of Anduin, I guess. But yeah, that'll give Virtue XP. Have to explore a little bit, or do enemies. Which is explore, okay. Protector, that is what? That... okay. I don't know, maybe this makes sense, but there's protectors of the Vales. So that's explore, I guess, all the protector sides, and this is explore all the enemy sides. That makes sense. Sites, another explore. Yeah, I get Virtue XP for all those, not really close on those. Do all the storylines here. We're at Goblins at War now, I think. And we just did Nightmare's End, I believe, and then we started with the Beorning Husk tradition. There are actually 6 here. I didn't realize there were 6 different quest sets, quest storylines going on. I thought there were only 5. So that's even more reputation, like goal marks that we can get, basically. Wow, this fight is going really slow. I'm having either a lag with my skills or just something is off with them going really slowly. I also forgot I was back in Tank Spec. I was playing this like a little bit like a Redline. Wow, I'm having... oh no, apparently I'm using reversal. That is a thing. But yeah, this lag, like right in Goblin Town, seems to be a bigger issue right now with the gambits. I think I had a little bit of that as well outside in the Vales landscape. I don't know why I tried to get on my mount. Okay, so we need to go on the left side this time. We should find 2 frostbound hobgoblins up here, I would hope. But we should also find all the drawing locations I need. So we got that. Got a lot of goblins here. We can easily kill a lot of goblins. They're always fun to kill. Goblins can do a lot of damage. If they do like all this fire stuff that they're doing to me, throw those things, get a lot of dots on me. Sticky Tar is giving me plus 40% attack duration, but I'm still attacking really fast for that. I've had things that have been like 20% attack duration where I like really notice it and it really bothers me, but I honestly didn't notice that plus 40% too much. Like even when I didn't have that, it actually felt like I was going slower. It seemed like minus 40% in a way. Just because I didn't feel like I was having lag or anything with my builders or masteries. Oh, I meant to actually prep a gambit. I want to get AoE just to kill these side goblins a little bit. They'll die from my AoE. Don't need to worry about hitting them too much extra. I would like to build a little heal right now, and then I can do one more AoE with Desolation and these side goblins should die. Now I can just work on killing the hobgoblin. He should take a couple hits with this. I can heal myself once more just to get my morale up a little bit more, just because I can. And I took no damage that fight basically, because I started with the same morale. That is totally what that means. Need one more hobgoblin and a few more drawings actually. There might be one more drawing at the beginning. There actually is one more drawing at the beginning. But this is a quest that ideally there would be like, I don't know, there would be like 30 places maybe to do goblin drawings. Not necessarily 30, but like 20 to 25, just a few more than the total amount. I feel like this is another example of a quest that would be good to actually have more and not have specifically 15. Because if there is not one more in this area, that means there is specifically 15, and it looks like there is not specifically 15, so that is good. A lot of AoE right here, and everything is hitting. I can safely say that when the fight is done so I don't jinx myself. Did get one resist there, but that ain't the biggest deal. Oh, never surrender popped. I didn't really want it to. I know my morale was getting low, but it's not the biggest deal because I think I just turned this in. Oh, I do need one more hobgoblin. That's right. Oh, we still haven't found the hobgoblin's leader. I thought I did. Like, I thought that's kind of what heading over in this area was. But I just realized I actually need to find the hobgoblin's leader for one of these quests. Which makes sense for a quest to be like that. Maybe I need to go out over here. I think I'm having a lot of lag. Not really. Pressed the skill and didn't go off at all, but... Oh, we got ally. That means I can get some really nice relics for this character compared to what she has at least. Which should be a pretty significant boost in damage. Apparently we're using conviction. But yeah, maybe I need to go this way. Maybe I don't. But there is something here. You can see. I don't think we'll find the leader there. I feel like the leader, I mean, I obviously found him. He's right there. I don't know where else this quest wants me to go. Oh, there it goes. So, unfortunately, I can't zoom out on the map. That's really annoying if you're in an area like this. You can't. Some areas they actually added that you can, but if I'm in this, I should be able to right-click to actually go to the zone I'm at, which is Vales of Anduin. Although, it could probably put me in Misty Mountains too, but either one would work. Just actually let me zoom out somewhere. Oh, I tried to get restoration, but I believe we need to actually show map. Let's just go somewhere and then right click out until we can get it. Yeah, I do need to go to the town to turn that in. I can go ahead and use my map home this time. And we can work on gear for a little bit and do turn-ins. I don't know what else there will be as far as questing in this zone. In this big bar area specifically. But yeah, let's take a look at my upgrades. Should be pretty significant. I want to look at Desolation. I think that one specifically will be a good benchmark for what sort of damage I'm doing. We can go to Redline just to know exactly what I have going on with that. So that is doing up to 29,260 and then 21,53. Can actually take a screenshot of this before I get my upgrades. Just to be sure on the exact numbers. But we can look at that. So now that I'm ally, I can get relics, and I can get a lot of relics here. I want to get definitely 2 of the striking ones. Probably, yeah, just the base combat damage modifier. So we'll get 2 of those. And we can look at those alone, how they will affect my DPS. I actually need to take these to the Relic Master first so we can do that, but we got 2 of those high DPS type ones. The defensive ones, I don't know if I'd rather go ahead and get a setting. Let me look at the type of settings I have. I think the settings are all defensive for these, and my settings are offensive, so I won't mind keeping my settings. My settings are not good by any means, though. Just the devastate magnitude is what I get. The gems will be... The gem will actually give me a lot of morale. I think that will be a little bit better. And my gems are not like good at all for what they have available. So I think getting 2 of these would be a better use of my ghoul marks at this point. So yeah, we got a pretty big defensive upgrade and then a pretty big offensive upgrade with both of these. And the 150 damage combat modifier thing, combat damage modifier, that makes more sense. I think that's what it is. I think that will have a fairly significant effect on my damage, but that's what we will be testing now. We're going to go to the relic combination, deconstruct. Got 2 of those. Got 2 of those, okay. So let's go ahead and slot the 2 defensive ones. My critical defense, I guess I can look at my critical defense, might as well. So I'll take a screenshot of all my stats and just get a little baseline with that before. And my crit defense, the percent is 20.3, looks like. So slotting one of these increases my morale by a lot. And the crit defense by a pretty significant amount, 5.7%, so that's good. Now let's go ahead and equip the other one. Yeah, we're up to 29.7, so getting some diminishing returns with the crit defense, but that should be expected, and a lot more morale. 106k now. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty big upgrade for this character. And the damage, which is the potentially more exciting one, especially increasing the rune. I actually do have one with 76.8 base combat damage modifier. I didn't realize I already had something like that, but this is still going to be a big upgrade. I think a lot of my other characters don't have anything like that. But it still should be a decent damage upgrade. So we have like 29,153 on that, and just equipping one of these gives it about 1,000 more damage on the high end. We'll see what the other one does. I assume something similar. I also get critical rating. I didn't even pay attention to that. That one actually might not have done too much at all. That one might have only affected the range DPS actually. If it's just the base combat damage modifier for the weapon specifically, which it might be with that javelin. But yeah, the critical rating boost I assume was decent. If it was only 500 each, if it was 5,000 each. Yeah, not too bad. About a sixth of what I had before. My critical rating overall is just not that high. So mainly still need finesse on this character, but I think that stuff will be pretty helpful on getting more goal marks now. Will be nice to get some more relics. Alright, we can turn in these quests and get going on though. So this one will be the finishing quest with the goblins at war. And I will get another not ideal piece of gear. The gear here just has really bad itemization. It's kind of sucky, but probably intentional that the quest gear is like that. It's like, ideally could be good because it's like a nice teal piece of gear with an essence slot and everything, but it's just got horrible stats going on for it. So we are witnessing the battle. Hope we can actually do something. Not just like watching Beornings kill things. Like I said, they could make a fun 6-man instance or even 3-man instance or even a raid out of that. I don't know, I just feel like there could have been something there with that if they wanted anything with that. It was just a good opportunity, I think, for some 6-mans with returning to Goblin Town, basically. Not 6-man specifically, but again, just instances in general. But yeah, I'll probably finish this quest up, and because I'm still witnessing the battle, finish this quest up and then probably wrap up the stream. Not really too much else for me to do. I think we also got ally with the reputation. It's kind of the point of this stream was to do Wolf-dene, and that's what we're doing. We're finishing it here, it looks like.
Yes, draw back
Was it running away? So far we ain't able to do anything. Oh, we do need to talk to her. Wasn't paying attention. I guess the bear scared them away. Finish? What? That was it? What a battle? That was like no battle at all.
Let us return to Vales. I could use a hot meal and a stiff drink.
Well, apparently she can use a hot meal and some sort of drink. And that wasn't much of a battle though, to be honest. That did not look like much at all. It looked like nothing ish, but it was easy, so I won't complain about that part. So this gives me a huge vitality upgrade again, so even more morale, which is nice, definitely. More agility isn't the biggest thing because main stats are useless-ish now. The armor will be a pretty big mitigation upgrade, 15,000. And the evade and parry rating, I do not care at all for. Those almost might as well not even exist. So the most exciting thing about that is the vitality, armor, and essence slot, sadly. And it is still, I would say, an upgrade. I just lose some DPS from my old piece. The critical defense isn't too bad. But yeah, losing that physical mastery is a little bit sad. I'd like to have more on this character. Is there a temporary essence I could put in there? I could put the fate one in. I don't really care about that. I don't know what 800 fate for me would do. Give me some critical rating. Not too much critical rating. Hardly any at all, actually. Not much tactical mitigation, but it would give me tiny bit of resistance. So yeah, not much going on with fate. I don't know. That's why I could do it as a temporary one, I think. Now that you can actually do temporary essences like that and just completely replace and destroy them. But yeah, we are done now with Vegbar, this little town in the Wolf-dene area. So kind of to give my thoughts, I guess, about the quests here. They started off, I don't know, it's just a little bit weird. The questing wasn't, I would say, as bad as Holtvis, some of the problems I ran into with Holtvis. But in a similar way to Holtvis, I feel like some of the quest sets could have just simply had more quests with them. And that would have made it feel a little bit more complete and like it was just like a more solid questing experience. But again, if I take the zone as a whole and compare it to anything else recently, that was definitely enjoyable and I really liked that part. So to think more positively about how it actually was, even though I could still have some complaints and suggestions how to change the questing, it was still overall a fun quest set. And yeah, I still think the Beorning Husk was the most enjoyable in the zone so far of the storylines, but now we've done half of the storyline, so maybe the other half will be even more fun. That would be good. I'm skeptical that anything in Gladden Fields and Roscoe Bell area even could be fun, but maybe. Don't want to prejudge those too much. In gold marks, I'm up to 43, so I can almost get the next relic I need. The next relic I would like is probably going to be the finesse one, I was thinking. The tactical mitigation one, the Vales setting of resistance here, is actually really nice because I need both of those on this character. The defense one's bad, the brutality one is bad. The finesse one would be nice though, because I really feel like I need finesse, and getting 9,000 finesse would probably be a big help. But the evade rating to go with that is not nice at all. That's why I feel like the resistance and the tactical mitigation are two actually good things that I'd want on this character. The resistance don't care too much about, but it just would be a nice thing. So yeah. Still working on Valor, still haven't completed a deed, I guess. And we're working there though. Getting some virtue XP. But yeah, I guess that will be it for what I have to do this stream. As I mentioned, I am tentatively planning on doing 2 streams tomorrow, one in the morning. But there is a small possibility I won't get to the one in the morning. But I would just like to do that to do more Vales of Anduin, but actually with what I've done today, I probably won't do that. I'll scrap that idea. I might do something else in the morning, but it's unlikely. I'll probably work on other videos and other things. But tomorrow evening, I plan to go back to Anor, the legendary server, and run some stuff with my kin, Darn Arbigud, specifically on my other warden on Anor, the other Malrethel. So yeah, that should be fun, but for now, I think I'm going to head back to the town of Holtvis on this character. Seems a little bit more main city-ish than Vegbar, even though there's like not much difference of what they have in here overall. But yeah, that's what's going on with tomorrow. We will do Darn Arbigud in the evening unless something else comes up that prevents me from that. But I do plan to have the Virtue System video tomorrow. I'll probably upload it if I have time this evening, probably not, but tomorrow morning, and then, yeah, publish it sometime early. So that's what's going on with that. As far as this stream, again, I had fun questing in Vales of Anduin, and do plan to continue, so that's good. But I hope you all did enjoy the stream, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, and thanks for watching and joining, everyone.